Okay, fifth graders, today is Monday, December 2nd, and we're doing Eureka Math Module 2, Lesson 28. And today what we're going to use is we're going to use what we know about division to solve problems that are sharing division problems, as well as problems that are grouping division problems. An example of this kind of problem is your problem of the day. It says, Ava is saving for a new computer that costs $1,218. She has already saved half of the money. Ava earns $14 per hour. How many hours must Ava work in order to save the rest of the money? So we have to figure out how many hours she has to work. Not how much more money she needs, but how many hours she needs to work. So we know that she needs $1,218 altogether, right? And she's already saved half. So in order to find out how much she's already saved, we can divide that by 2. 12 divided by 2 is 6, right? When I multiply, I get 12. I bring down the 1. 1 goes into 2 0 times. Don't forget to put that 0. Okay, when I multiply, 0 times 2 is 0. So I have 1 left. 18 ones, that's 9. Okay, so that means that I already have, Ava already saved $609, and she needs another $609 more. If she makes $14 per hour, that means that in 1 hour she would make $14. In another hour, she would make $14. In another hour of working, she would make $14. Another hour would be $14, etc., so on and so forth, until she makes enough 14-hour groups that she has $609 altogether. So we're trying to find out the number of groups, or the number of 14-hour work hours that she needs to have. And so this is a grouping division problem. And we can solve it by doing 609 divided by 14. That's kind of similar if I estimate. I know my first problem is going to be 60 divided by 14. That's going to be pretty close to 60 divided by 15, right? Which is 4. So I'm going to try 4 first. 14 times 4, 16, 4, 56. Perfect. Okay, 60 minus 56 is 4. Bring down the 9. I have 49. Okay, I already know that 4 is going to be too big because it's 56. So let me try 14 times 3. It's 12. 42. Great. My remainder is 7. Oh, sorry. I should put a 3 here. Okay, so that means that if Ava works 43 hours, she won't have enough money because there's a remainder of 7. So what that means is she needs to work 44 hours in order to have $609. This question says, Mr. Rice needs to replace the 166.25 feet of edging on the flower beds in his backyard. The edging is sold in lengths of 19 feet each. How many lengths of edging will Mr. Rice need to purchase? Okay, the question is, how many lengths of edging will he need to purchase? We know he needs this much altogether, and they're sold in this sized groups. So again, this is a grouping problem because we're trying to find out, okay, if he buys one length, it's 19 feet. If he buys another one, it's 19 feet. Another one is 19 feet. We know exactly how many feet are in each group. What we don't know is how many groups of 19 he needs to make, or he needs to buy before he can get 166.25 feet altogether. So this is another example of a grouping division problem. And we can solve it by doing 166.25 divided by 19. So if I think 1 is going to be too small to start with, 16 is going to be too small to start with, so I'll start with 166. My estimate, 19 is pretty close to 20, right? And 160 is compatible, so I'm going to try 8 first. I'm going to try 8 ones. So in order to try it, I have to do 19 times 8, which is 72. 8 times 1 is 8, 152. Okay, when I subtract, I get 14. I'm going to bring down the 2, but now don't forget that the 2 is in the tenths place, so I have 142 tenths, so my answer is going to be in the tenths place. Since 19 times 8 was 152, I think I'm going to try 19 times 7, because 142 is pretty close to that, so I'm going to try 7 next. 7 times 9 is 63, 7 times 1 is 7, plus 6 is 13, so 133. When I subtract this, I need to regroup, right? 12 minus 3 is 9. And I'm going to bring this down. I have 95 hundredths. Okay. 95 is pretty close to 100, and 19 is pretty close to 20. So I'm going to try 5. Okay. And I'm going to multiply 19 times 5 is 45. Perfect. 95. I have no remainder. So my quotient, or my answer, is 8.75. But I have to look. It's not asking me how many feet. It's asking me how many lengths of edging. So I'm going to have to write my units is lengths. 8.75 lengths. So that means he's going to have to buy 8.75 of these groups of 19 feet groups, sized groups, before he gets 166.25 feet. Okay, 5th graders, for this question, I want you to pause the video so that you could read what the question's asking, write down what it's asking, and then write down the important information, and then try to solve it on your own before you unpause to check your answer against mine. Also, before you solve it, try to determine for yourself if this is a sharing division problem or grouping division problem. Okay, so to solve this problem, in order to find out how much flour is in each batch of scones, what we need to do is find out how much flour was used for the scones, right? So we know altogether we had 16.45 kilograms, but 6.4 kilograms were used up to make the hot crust buns. So therefore, only 10.05 kilograms were used to make the scones. That 10.05 kilograms was divided equally, or shared equally, into 15 groups. We know that there were 15 batches of scones, or 15 groups of scones. So altogether, we had to find out how much flour was in one group. So we had to find out if we shared this amount equally amongst 15 batches, how much was in one batch. So this is a sharing division problem. We can share it and find out by doing 10.05 divided by 15. And when you go through the division, you get 0.67 kilograms in each batch of scones. Okay, 5th graders, today please do lesson 28 problem set, numbers 2, 3, and 4. You'll see that number 1 was the same as your problem of the day. Then please get an exit ticket and do that. Then do Zern. Thank you, and I'll see you later today.